I say that, but I don't. Oh, hi. Hey, we are live. Welcome in, everybody, to I was going to say another episode of Sports Night, non-sports night, but we haven't been having them lately, so just welcome in. Either way, but welcome in, everybody. Hope you're all doing great. We are back and better than ever. We are going to call this a non-sports night. I thought we'd do something kind of fun. A little bit of news, too, that I want to go over with Disney. But I thought we'd have a good time tonight as Steve and I are back, and we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of Walt Disney World. Now, this is new to Steve, too, and I want to say this up front. These are, for me, I'm doing new do's and don'ts post-COVID, during COVID. So some of my do's and don'ts are going to be on things that we can't do right now, but when you go back, when things get back to normal, they're still do's and don'ts. Does that make sense, Steve?
Yeah. So I'll go
when we're talking about dining plans, park hoppings, and things like that.
Gotcha.
Okay,
yeah.
So if you're somebody that's going to wait until after all this happens and goes away, these are going to be relevant to you too. Okay, so I just throwing that out there as a caveat. But welcome in. For those that don't know, this guy right over here is one of my two partner channels. He is Steve's World, and I say that because we have a lot of new folks that have become part of the Mouse Talk family lately with all of our streams. And there are a few of them in here already tonight.
That's awesome.
Steve goes live on Mondays with Just Another Monday Night, and he goes live on Wednesdays with the Disney crew, and right here on Saturdays with me. So good to see you again, buddy. We missed you.
Oh, I miss you, man. You have no idea. You guys moved to Florida, and you kind of blowing up, and I can't wait to get back down there and see you again. It's awesome.
Yeah, amen. Well, I miss you, pal. I'm glad to be here with you tonight. And again, we're going to have a great time. But before we do that, let's do a little bit of mousekeeping really fast. Of course, Dean over at The Live Place. Check him out, theliveplace.com. If there's not a live stream going on at the parks, but you are hungry for some Disney content, there could be live streams like these that are people at homes talking Disney. And a good way to find them is at The Live Place. Dean and theliveplace.com is kind of like your TV guide of live streamers. So he's a great place to check it out. And we like to support him because he supports us. So check out The Live Place. And, of course, again, our two partner channels, this guy right over here. And just a little bit earlier, Disney Dan, who Steve was on with.
Yes.
Disney Dan is another partner channel. Dan and I will be live tomorrow night at 6 o'clock with Disney Movie Review as we review Guardians of the Galaxy. Glad we didn't ask Steve because Steve is not a fan of that movie.
Not a fan of that movie.
Actually, we probably should have asked you because that's a good thing. You want different perspectives.
Yes.
But so we're going to be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy tomorrow night, Volume 1, not the sequel, not the second one. And, of course, Dan also goes live with Disney Fiascos on Saturday nights. And check him out as well. Members, thank you to all of our members. Membership has been growing. All right, we're at 40 members. It's just, I can't believe it. Thank you to all of our members for your generosity and loyalty. You're all amazing. So let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We've got Captain Akron 27 in the house. James Ryan is here, and one of our members. James is fantastic. Julie McCowan, welcome. And Julie, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Little Piece is here. Shiny Prisma Y is here. Claudia Only is in the house. Avery, the Cuban American. What's up, Avery? Good to see you, buddy. Katrina Katrina Scolpini, I think. Katrina, welcome in. Teresa Martin, welcome in. There's Rhiannon. How's Toby? Good to see you. Another one of our members. Stacy Rogers is in the house. Emily LSU Mom, another member, is here. Emily, good to see you. Thank you for your help the other day on the live stream. Emily was a big help with modding. She's fantastic.
Emily
Bill Steffen's in the house. Noah is in the house. What's up, Noah? Good to see you, buddy. Mai is in the house. Good to see you, Mai.
That's Mary.
Kate. I'm sorry?
Mary is M-Y.
Oh, is that who it is?
Yeah.
Thank you. See, I didn't know that. Mary, welcome in. And I'll know that for the next time. Hopefully, if I don't forget, Steve, I forget everything. Kay Atwood is here. Car Key is in the house. Let's see who else is here. Rick R. What's up, Rick? Good to see you, buddy. Jenny Faye, UK, is in the house as well. I think we're up to date. Oh, it just jumped on me. Darn it. I think we're. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm terrible at this. No, we are. I think we're up to date. Pete's in the house. What's up, Pete? Pete McDevitt. I thought I saw Pete. Did I see Pete?
I don't think so.
What am I looking at here? Hold on, everybody. It's been a while since I've done it this way. I'm so used to doing it on. Yeah, he is there. There he is. Sportsline. Pete McDevitt's in the house. Gonzo's here. Do not fear. Gonzo is here. What's up, Gonzo? Good to see you, buddy. And now we are up to date. Good to have everybody in here. So, Steve, I think you would agree that we're both really, really well educated on Disney now. We may not be experts, but we're really well educated on our Disney and our Disney World. Would you agree?
I would agree. I even took some college course on it because I was so infatuated with it. So I would say we've done our homework. Let's say that.
I agree. I did the College of Knowledge.
Did you?
I did do the College of Knowledge, the whole entire course. So and because I was thinking about possibly being a travel agent at one point, so I had to do the College of Knowledge.
Nice.
So I have done that. So I think we know our stuff pretty much. So what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about some do's and don'ts. And these are do's and don'ts that I think some might be for people who have never been. Some are going to be for people who have been. I know for me, mine are going to focus more on those that maybe are newer to the Disney World experience and vacationing. I can't speak for Steve, but mine do's and don'ts are going to kind of go that way. Maximiliano, welcome in. Good to see you as well from Argentina. Welcome in. Good to see you again. So, Steve, I'm going to start with you, pal. Well, let me ask you this. What do we want to do? We want to do do's first, or we want to do don'ts?
You just want to go like a do a piece, then a don't a piece, then do a piece and don't a piece?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it's a good idea. Let me just say real fast. Yes, dear is in the house. I love that name, by the way.
Your wife? Yes, dear.
Mr. Fulton Mraz, who says, hello, Mouse Talk. Today is me and my girlfriend Caitlin's 6-year anniversary. When I first met her in my freshman year in high school. Well, happy anniversary, buddy. That's awesome. All right. Rick R says, do open Disneyland. That's a good point.
That might be coming soon. So
let's fingers crossed. I hope so. Colin Cropley, welcome in. Says he's going down on April 21st and staying at the boardwalk. Ooh, you're going to like that. What is good and not good to know about it? Well, there's a lot of good about the boardwalk, in my opinion.
I just stayed there 4 weeks ago.
And you loved it, didn't you?
It was creepy at places, but it was fantastic. Fantastic. That's the weirdest pool I've ever seen. It's a big clown. And it's just like, I looked at it every morning. I was like, I'm not sure I want to go in there. And then the only other thing that creeped me out were the little chairs that were made of people.
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that, it was fantastic. But it's supposed to be like a carnival. It was just different. It was different. But
it's the God's honest truth that I swear to God, we were there with Jeff and Angela. They just happened to be staying there the same day, so we all met at the pool. And I was like, I'm just waiting for this red balloon to go by.
It's got to be the creepiest pool in the world.
It's got to be.
It's so weird, but it's fantastic.
It is. It's beautiful. And then from there, you talk about those chairs that are in the lobby. They're weird.
I wouldn't touch them. I'd be afraid I'd be sitting there and all of a sudden something would like pat me in the leg, because it's a person's body. It's like the face and their chest, and then their legs are sitting out. Like you would sit. Like if you would take my chair away from me and I would be a chair, this is how it would be. And then you would on my lap, basically. It's the creepiest thing. It's so creepy.
It's so funny. Carlos, welcome in Disney World Freak. It's the truth, though. But being fair, though, you're really going to like it. It's a great resort.
It's a fantastic resort. It just those two things are.
Yes, for sure. Welcome in, Super Disney fan. Laurie Jean Carlson also welcome in. Good to see everybody. All right, Steve. So let's do a do and a don't. We'll both do a do, and then we'll go to a don't. Okay?
I'm gonna go with a big stretch on a do here.
Okay.
And leading off the topic of Boardwalk, I'm going to suggest that this is kind of like an aspect leading into Disney and not really something in Disney. And my first do is I would highly recommend to become a member of the DVC because of things like Boardwalk. There are DVC resorts all around, and with me, the way I travel, and again, a lot of my picks are going to be the way I vacation and my experiences. But I've been at Disney numerous times, and with the DVC, it's really simple that you can, especially right now, you can call up, say, hey, I really don't like where I'm staying. I'm staying off property, or I'm not happy with where I'm staying regular. Call up the DVC and use your points Doesn't cost you any extra as long as you've got the points to have. And then you can pretty much just go to these resorts like the Boardwalk that I was just staying in. 4 weeks before that, I stayed on a Savannah room in the Jumbo House, or I'm sorry, County Village over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. They're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. And some of them you can get really big rooms, and that's something I just learned. The 1-bedroom villas versus the deluxe studios are astronomically bigger. They come with a kitchen and everything else. So one of the things that I would recommend people do, again, this is like a planning thing leading into Disney World, is I would highly recommend that you become a member of DVC. Well worth it, in my opinion. I know some people are apparently in chat, but that's I use it to its fullest extent, and I would never change anything about it. Gotcha.
Molly Rook, welcome in. Greg's Robotics, welcome in. Yeah, that Rick says DVC is a ripoff. DVC, I'm DVC as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and I agree. Here's what I'll say about DVC. I always say I highly recommend you look into it.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's not for everyone. It is a ripoff if you're not going to use it. Okay, you're wasting your money if you're not going to use it and use it often. I don't want to get into a whole DVC, this, that, and the other. I respect everybody. Rick thinks it's a ripoff. I totally get that. Look, for years, Melissa thought it was. I had to convince her. It took me years to get her to finally say okay to it.
And again, it's based on my preference.
Right.
I go once a month to Disney World, so it's fantastic for me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, right, and I love it. I love it. I mean, it gets me a chance to stay in the high-end resorts and get to see those, and I can pick when and where I go, and there's pros and cons to everything, and I understand that as a do for sure. Welcome in, David Stevens. Good to see you, buddy. And Detroit Disney Duo is also here. Good to see you as well. What do you think about the sites that offer DVC rentals? I think they're very good.
Yeah,
I've actually thought about doing that. Sometimes, like if I don't have enough points for what I have, I've actually thought about going outside to them to get some additional points.
Yep.
To do that.
Well, to give you an idea here, I'm getting ready to go here in a few weeks within a short period of time. And I looked at that DVC rentals, and for the time frame that I'm going, I could have stayed at Pop Century for $696. I could rent Kidani Village for $550, which is insanely cheaper. And you can rent them for about $19 a point. And then I wound up staying actually at somewhere else, but it wound up being cheaper. And if you have it ahead of time, again, for me, it's worth it. But if not, don't. But renting them, and if you can't use them, you can always sell them. So on one of those rental sites.
Gotcha. Paul Engel, welcome in. Rachel loves Disney, welcome in as well. Good to see everybody. That's a great start. That's a great do. So my first do, and this one is really kind of for new people. A do for me is I do say get a travel agent. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you're new to Disney and you've never been and you're not sure what to do, Disney is a process when it comes to planning, especially when things are normal and back to normal. And again, a lot of mine, are going to be based on things being normal. So I do suggest a travel agent. They're going to know the ins and the outs. They're going to know how to get you the discounts that you need. All right, certain discounts that might be going on right now that maybe you can't find or not sure where to look. They'll know when and where to book things for you when it comes to reservations, ADRs, which we'll talk about later, which stands for Advanced Dining Reservations. There's so many different things that a travel agent can do to help you. And 9 times out of 10, you don't have to pay extra for their help because they get paid by Disney. Disney will give them a commission. So that's why they'll normally say, and it's all free of charge. So that's my first one is I do suggest, especially for newer people that have never been, at least look into a travel agent.
Yeah, I'll take that a step further and say maybe not you without a travel agent, or somebody that either lives or goes to Disney a lot. Because sometimes travel agents, it is a business to them, and they may not know your personal, you may not even know what you want, so you can't really convey to them what they need. But definitely on the first trip, I agree 100%. After that, planning for me is 100% part of the process.
Right.
So I love it, but I do agree that if you've never been, or if this is like a once every 5-year trip, they can definitely help you get some things, including early fast passes and things like that when they're available. So
Sure. Okay. All right. So that's my first do. Steve, what's your first don't?
So I'm gonna jump on the back of Disney Dan here for a minute. And I'm gonna expand it in a minute, but Disney Dan's famous for saying, don't buy bottled water at Disney. And there's a reason for that, because it costs like $5 or $3.50 or whatever it is. But what I'm gonna really go into is, you don't necessarily, especially if you're new and you're not sure, a lot of people don't know you can bring your own food and drinks into Disney World.
Yes, you can.
Hey, Tim. You can take your snacks, you can take everything. So you don't have to buy the expensive food at Disney if you don't want to. So, and not only not just every water, because first off, all restaurants can give you free cups of water.
Quick service.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
It does not taste the greatest, but it's water. It's free water. It's ice water. So, but you can bring your own beverages, and non-alcoholic beverages that are not opened, and you can bring in snacks as well back into the parks in your own coolers and whatever else you want to carry them in. You just got to go through the security with them first. But there's no reason to buy the stuff if you don't want to. So kind of jumping on the don't buy water, you can bring your own snacks in.
Agreed. Team Murray Photography, welcome. Good to see you, Tina. Hope you're doing well. Here's the thing, Stacy. It's so funny. Well, I'm going to kind of expand on that just a little bit, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
The water doesn't taste great. Living down here, we know it, because when they give you the free water, they're giving it to you from the tap.
Yep.
That's what you're getting. So here's what we do. We have a Brita.
Yes.
So we take the water and we put it in our Brita bottle.
Yep.
And it filters it for us, and then it does taste better.
Yep.
Do that, and you're good to go. The bottle's empty when we bring it, and then we get the water from Disney, and with the filter in the Brita bottle, it tastes just fine.
Yeah, if you have a way to filter the water, it's fantastic. But yeah, it's not worth paying for the water down there.
No, it's like
you can get an entire
hours.
What you buy one bottle down there for.
Exactly, it's true. All right, so my first don't was my first do. Don't get a travel agent. See, and here's why I say that. There's do's and don'ts to both sides of these, and that's kind of where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel, first off, if you've been more than once, you hit it on the head. Carlos was saying it, and you're all right. If you've already gone once, you don't need a travel agent. You can do all of it on your own, and God bless those. There's a lot of people in our community that are travel agents, and by all means, this isn't a knock on them. They do great work for you. Yeah. And if you still feel unsure of things, I highly recommend you look into one. But you can do it all on your own. And especially if you're at all Disney savvy, you can do all of it. Book everything on your own. Get all your dining reservations. Get all your fast passes. You can book everything on your own, and you know what you want. Now, the travel agents can know that too if they ask. But the one thing that the travel agent can find for you that sometimes you may not be able to find if you don't know where to look are those discounts. Yes. But Disney, over the years, because Disney's not going to find them for you. You have to find them if you do it yourself. Yep. The travel agent will find them for you. So my do was also my don't. I don't really think you need a travel agent, but if you're a first timer and you're not a Disney fan, but you're going for family, you may not know anything. It's probably good maybe to give it a try that way so you don't miss out.
I agree. And this is kind of like that whole split down the middle thing. There's a line here, and there's a set of people over here and a set of people over here. It just depends on which side you're on. Because if this is your first trip, or this is your first one, or your once in a 5-year trip, travel agents are fine. There's nothing wrong with travel agents because, number one, not only do they get you the discounts, they also get early access to things, and you also get news way ahead before everybody else. They have inside tracks to Disney to get specific information to help. And they're also going to work for you when you need to get up at 5:45 in the morning to start working on your fast passes for your trip, and you're going on the weekend. Not only do they have sometimes that early access, but they're doing it for you so you don't have to get up. So they do all the legwork and they do all the planning. They'll set all your meals and everything. You just tell them what you want and you can go. Yeah. On the flip side, again, is the other set of people like myself who I go
enjoy it
much that I want to do it myself. I enjoy the planning. I look forward to the 180 days out when you can start doing dining. I look forward to the 60 days out when you can start doing fast passes. It's just, for me, it's part of the process. It's Disney.
Right. Rob Priester, welcome in. One Stop Mouse Bob, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you as well. I need a planner. I've been at least 10 times, but I'm a horrible planner. Julie, that's perfect sense. That's where the travel agent comes in, because there are a lot of people, we love to plan it. Some people hate it. I have a friend of mine that says, just tell me where to be. That's all I want.
Yep.
So he's not ever going to plan it. So he needs that travel agent.
I get people all the time that call me and just ask me, hey, what should we do? Well, what do you like? And blah, blah, blah. And then I say, this is what I would do if I was you, but I don't know. I love planning vacations.
Right. And super, nothing against them, but travel agents for us would be a hard no, because it's another layer for us that we would rather just do it ourselves. Exactly. And that's the difference. Everybody's different. Somebody like Julie just said, nope, I'm not a planner, super Disney fan. I'd rather do it myself. And that's why there's still a need. Hey, John Hazelton, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, and that's true too. Rick, that's a good point. Sometimes they can get freebies for you. That's just not that often, though. I wouldn't depend on that. But you're right. I've seen it for sure. What's up, Charlie and Stacy, the Disney Nerd Herders? Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. I think that's it. All right, Steve, we're back to our dues. What's next for you as a do?
Real quick, somebody, a little piece just touched on something here too that reminded me of something else too. A travel agent can help you with are things like if you have allergies and things like that for food, they can help plan that stuff to make sure that you are in allergy-friendly meals and things like that. So they do know those kind of tips. So sorry, I wanted to throw that
out. No, that's okay. I missed it. Thank you. I'm sorry. WW, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Planning is half the fun. Absolutely. And that's what makes this so great. That's why we like having these types of conversations, because you do get both ends for sure. And Carol and Stefan, welcome in. My wife is a list person, so she loves playing it. All right, Steve, next up.
We're on, what are we on, do?
We're on a do.
Next do is a very simple, easy one. I'm sure, Walt, it's on your list as well, is when things go back to normal. I don't care if you're a first timer or a 100-timer. Fastpass is a must do for everybody because of this. Some people get so tired being in the parks, they don't even make it the full day anyways. You don't want to wait in line for hours and hours and hours. You can do 3 Fastpasses, to where sometimes the Fastpass line can still be long, but two things for it. Number one, it gives you a different queue line to look at, which sometimes is not as good as the original, but it's a different queue line to look at. And the other thing is that gets you on 3 decent rides without having to wait in line. Then you can go wait in line for a couple more. And if you want to call today, you can. Or if you want, after those 3 Fastpasses, you can book another one. And you can, after you keep using each one after that, you can continually book them. They're not always available, but it gets you some decent rides without having to wait in line for everything. It also allows you to, for those of you that are coming from out of state, to go on your vacations for the first time, or even if you're going 10 times a year, you get to book them 60 days out in advance. That keeps people like this guy who live in Florida from going, because he can only do them 30 days in advance. Correct?
Correct. Well, yes, that's correct.
When things are normal. So he can only book, Florida residents can only book in 30 days in advance, which allows people like us to have them available if we want them 60 days in advance when things are normal. And I would highly recommend booking them because they go fast when they become available.
Right. Mark, welcome in. Good to see you. When are the Fastpass are coming back? 2021. That's how I see it.
At the earliest, October 1st, 2021.
Rob Fuzz, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Here's what I'll say about Fastpasses for me. First off, let me say this. Little piece says, I'm going to share a magic moment. We got ice cream at the Plaza in Magic Kingdom, and my brother has a peanut allergy. The cast member let us walk out with 3 free Plaza ice cream sundaes. That's awesome, actually. That is a magic moment, especially if you can get it like that. That's awesome. BDF, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Here's what I'll say about Fastpasses. I've never been a really big fan of Fastpass. Steve knows that. I think it slows the process down. There are benefits to it for sure. Steve's exactly right. There's 3 rides, and usually they're good rides that you're going to get. And you're going to get them, you're going to be able to ride them, you're not going to have to wait in line for long. My problem with Fastpass is not always do you get that ride. I mean, Flight of Passage can go pretty quick. Some of the other ones can go pretty quick. The other issue is to get the 60 days, you've got to be staying on property.
Yep.
So if you're going to Disney, you paid for a package, but you're not staying on property, then you can't get the 60 days.
Yep.
So there are little things about it that I don't like. The other problem is you have tiers, so you're not going to get all three of the really good ones in the same day because you can't. You're only going to get one, maybe two, depending upon the tiers. So there are pros and cons to this Fastpass system. Someone said they like the old Fastpass system. Part of me does and doesn't when you used to have to run up and get them.
Well, it's not an all-encompassing experience for Fastpass. It's not like when you go to like Kings Island or something and you buy a pass that allows you to get ahead of every ride. These are free. First off, they're free, and it's allow people to at least get to experience one of those good rides without having to wait in line for hours.
Correct.
I've understood your point that where you think it bogs down the ride because they let Fastpass people in, and then the other line goes slower. Totally get that. But for me, the way I vacation and to me, it's a lot more than just being on the rides all the time now. It's I can get those fast passes, go enjoy the scenery, go enjoy a show.
Yeah.
Then, it's time for me to go ride this, and then just go to the ride without having to stand in line all day long.
Right.
I probably don't wait in line more than a half hour for anything. So
right, and that's one of the pros. I agree. Oh, I'm with you. I totally get it. Welcome in, Meg. Good to see you, dear. Mickey's Magic. Hope you're doing well. Rod says he's not a fan of the Fastpass. Same reason Wally thinks he bogs it down. And again, that's what's great about these is you're going to see both sides of it, and I think it helps. Samantha Lowe, welcome in. Oh, okay, big Disney fan. Okay, that's all PDF, and I'm like, Keith, it didn't click, buddy. I'm sorry. Katie, come welcome in. Oh, I said hi to you, Katie. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Wow, the chat is jumping, Steve. I'm trying to just make sure I'm not missing anybody's comments. And I apologize, guys. Please repost, and if I missed you, I apologize. We'll try to get you. Mark Johnson, welcome from England. Hello, good to see you.
Welcome, Mark.
All right, so my next do get the dining plan when it becomes available. Okay, dining plan can really be a big help to folks when it comes to planning and getting ready for a trip, especially first timers. Not sure where to eat, what to eat, how often to eat. Not sure how much it's going to cost for you to eat your entire trip for your family. Getting the dining plan takes away that stress of having to plan the amount of money you're going to need for those of us who need a budget. Now, if you're really rich and money doesn't matter, maybe it doesn't matter. But if you need to plan, it's been one of the things that's always been an advocate for Melissa is dining plan, because now the stress is gone. Our food, our tickets, our room, everything's paid for. Let's just go have fun.
Yeah.
So there's a big do in getting that dining plan. Also, too, you might go to Le Cellier and have a huge dinner. Guess what? It's already paid for.
Yep.
You paid for it in the dining plan. Or you might go to such and such and do this. It's already paid for. You want a snack, one of your snack credits. Just plop your magic band. It's paid for.
Yep.
So dining plan.
That was my next do too. So there's so much on the dining plan. There's 3 different dining plans. There's a quick service dining plan, which means you get 2 quick service meals and 2 snacks. I think you even get an alcoholic beverage with.
I think you do now
with each meal too, or something like that. And then the next meal up is 1 quick service, 1 sit down, and then the big one is just whatever you want 3 times a day. So I'm a huge proponent of the dining plan, as Walt probably knows. But it's Charlie even put in there. It's not for light eaters. There's a difference here where we're talking about. Yeah, I did probably confuse you. You can get them 60 days out if you're staying on property, even if you are a Florida resident.
Yeah, even if you're. And thank you, Steve. I'm sorry. I mean, I just saw that, and I think that's important. Even though I'm a Florida resident, if I'm staying on property, if I would happen to be booking a trip for January or December, yes, I could book them. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bud. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. So the dining plan is massive for a couple different reasons. Number one, you don't have to worry. If you're looking at strictly on value alone, you can go down and eat chicken nuggets all you want, and it's going to be cheaper than getting the dining plan. So I know people tell me all the time, well, I can eat cheaper. You can. You're going to eat chicken nuggets and French fries all the time. But if you do the dining plan, I get the middle dining plan where I get the quick service and I get the sit-down meal.
Yeah.
I get to plan my dinner every day on there. Some take 2 credits, so you can adjust all that around. But then your quick service is just you go up to any restaurant you want this quick service, you just get it when you're ready to eat. You can also convert your quick service into 3 snacks if you don't use them. So like at the end of your trip, if they're not, everybody's like, well, I'm going to lose my snack or my credits. Well, you can go take those and you can turn around and use those as snacks. And no, I love chicken nuggets. Just for the record, I love chicken nuggets. I'm just
They're good. They're good in Disney.
I don't want to eat them 7 days a week. Is all.
No, exactly.
14 times in 7 days. So, but what you get to do with the dining plan is two things. Number one, it's paid for ahead of time. You pay for it, so you can budget it. If you're doing a package, you don't have to have it all at one time. You're doing your payment plan. You're paying so much every month to be able to get to go. You pay for it as it goes. And then when you're there, like Walt said, the stress of worrying about budgeting money for your meals is not there. It's taken care of. It's a set amount per day, per person, and it just works out pretty good. The other beauty of it is if you do the sit-down menus, you get to go eat at some really cool ones, including character breakfast or character meals and things like that. Some of the meals can get in the upwards of like $60 a person.
Right.
And that's what the entire package costs,
right.
$60 a person, roughly, for a quick service and you still get an extra quick service and 2 snack credits, plus 1 alcoholic beverage is included, which is not part of that meal when you buy it originally. So you get to experience more, and with already being paid for, and you don't have to worry about the budget or any of that stuff.
Right. Eric Newman, I want to say hi to. Eric came in. Boyce B, welcome in. Sheldon's mom, welcome in. Good to see everybody here. So then your do was my do.
That was going to be my next do, yeah. But
okay. All right. So then here's my don't. Don't do the dining plan.
I knew you were going to say
it. Here's the thing with the dining plan. We used to do the dining plan all the time, and I think a lot of people have said it, and he kind of touched on exactly what I was going to say. It was David. He says, I felt like we were eating. We were doing all we were doing was eating, and spent more time at the restaurants than in the park. And that was what I was going to say for it to me. I felt like I was a prisoner to the dining plan. I had to book restaurants all the time. I had to make sure I used up all my credits and used them on large meals that were going to be these huge, huge meals. So I felt like I was a prisoner to it. I always had to book my trip around my dining, and I didn't want to do that anymore. I agree with you, Steve. There is a lot of value to it, but you've got to make that decision as a person. Mm-hmm. How are you going to eat? Are you a breakfast person? Then the dining plan's not for you. You're not getting your value. If you're going to do your table services and 4 of your 7, let's say you're going for 7 days, 4 of your 7 are going to be breakfasts, it's not worth it.
Unless you're going to Boma, which is $50 a person. Unless you're going to character breakfast like Ohana, which is $50 a person.
Then you better do it every day. That's exactly right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't do breakfast at all.
Exactly.
And kind of a caveat to what you just said, for me, is you're going to spend, depending on you, for me, I don't have to spend all day standing in line, waiting on parks. I don't need to do that anymore. I've done everything there is to do in Disney. I don't need to be standing in line anymore. That's what my fast passes are for. Then I go enjoy some shows, go to fast passes. Then I enjoy a very nice dinner in the evening. I love sitting down for a nice dinner in the evening with family and friends. Mm-hmm. That's what I like to do. And that would be taken care of in that aspect. The other caveat to that is it's just 1 meal a day. The rest of it, you're going to go eat somewhere in Disney.
Depends if it's a really big meal.
The quick service is literally, you can go, if you want chicken nuggets still, you can go get chicken nuggets with the quick service meal.
But then you're not really getting the value. But I agree. But then you're
not getting the value.
Right.
Again, it's paid for ahead of time. The biggest aspect of all this is the dining plan is paid for ahead of time. There's no stress worrying about budgeting for your meals.
Right. Right. And that's why, and let me just real fast this shout out. He says, hi, Walt. Mark Johnson says, hi, Walt and Steve. Can you give my brother-in-law a birthday shout out? It's his 40th. His name is Phil McCracken. Phil, happy birthday, buddy. Thank you for watching, and many, many more. My 40th was a long time ago.
My 40th was this year.
That's right. Yeah. I wish mine was. Mine will be the 50. So, again, and the reason why I'm doing dope on a lot of these is because they really are catered to everybody. Everybody's different. What is, the old saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. It's kind of the same with these types of things. And that's why I'm using these as my do's and don'ts, because ultimately I'm trying to get you to think, do you really want to get the plan? Is it going to be right for you? Because there's two sides to this coin for a lot of them. That's all.
And again, if I saw somebody say there, if you're a light eater or whatever, I agree. If you're not going to eat a lot, then it's not worth it for you. But again, it's still the beauty of having it paid for. And you can go with the 2 quick service meals too, which you can turn into snacks and bring home a bunch of candy at the end of your, if you don't use them, you're not going to lose them. You could always cash them in.
Correct. Stacey says, what do you think about the fact that BR Guest Restaurant is no longer a quick service for lunch? Also, that it's only a prefix menu now plus no breakfast. I don't like it, Stacey, personally.
I did not I didn't know it switched for lunch.
Yeah, see, I'm not happy with that. I'm hoping this is all temporary. I'm hoping it all comes back. Walter and Andrea ate there for prefix 3 nights ago or 2 nights ago, last time we were in Magic Kingdom. They enjoyed it. He wasn't sure he was gonna. He didn't mind it. I'd rather have it the old way, but that's just me.
There are some prefix menus I like, and there are most of them though. Not it's like there's only one thing on that menu that I would eat. If you're a picky eater, prefix menus are not the way to go. What that means is they bring you. It's kind of like all you can eat appetizers. They bring you one of everything.
They bring you one of everything, but then there's only certain menu items, like 2 or 3, and that's it.
You get 2 or 3, whatever there is, they'll bring them all to you. Then you get one entree, then they'll bring you all the desserts. So like the one at Artist Point, for instance, which is the one I want to go see because I want to see the Evil Queen in this.
Sure.
I don't know if I'd eat anything on that menu.
Me too.
Shepherd's pie and stuff like that I'm never going to eat. Maybe I'll eat the prime rib, but it's probably going to be way undercooked for what I like it to be. The desserts are even questionable.
Right.
But in that case, it's not that. Again, I'm not a prefix menu kind of guy. I like my options and like to see what I want to eat.
I agree. Hey, Ray J, welcome in. Good to see you. Simba 2. By the way, Simba 2 is Matt. We met Matt the other day at Disney Hollywood Studios. He came up to us and said hi. He was awesome. It was great meeting you, buddy. Matt, hope to see you again in the parks. And I hope you had a good trip. I know you were down here. I hope you had a good time, pal. It was great meeting you. Melissa and I were honored, and thank you for stopping us and saying hi. He says, nothing worse than being in line behind a family on the dining plan, trying to figure out how many credits are left and who has snacks left.
I will agree with that. Know before you go.
Yes. It's so funny. Hannah Johnson, welcome in. Good to see you as well. That's so funny. All right, so that was my dining plan. What's your don't, Steve?
My next don't was, I lost it already. My next don't, I don't remember. I thought we were on do's. Are we on don't?
I did a don't. No, because we had the same do. We had the same do as dining plan, and then my don't was also the dining plan.
That's right. So my don't then would be here. I'm going to throw this out there because I've experienced both ways now. I'm going to say don't rely on Disney transportation to get places. So,
okay.
Look, it's fun. If you're in a hurry to get somewhere, you're trying to get somewhere, do not use it. It is awesome to experience bus rides, boat rides, monorails, the Skyliner. All the forms of transportation are really cool. I would highly recommend you do them all.
You don't want to wait.
Don't wait for them because if you're trying to get somewhere. Now, if your whole purpose is, hey, I'm just going to ride stuff today, the transportation, that's perfect. It can take over an hour for you to wait in line at a bus from All-Star Resorts to get to Magic Kingdom. It can take you literally over an hour.
It can.
It's a half-hour ride by bus, by Disney bus, and I wouldn't do it at all. I would highly recommend. I wouldn't recommend minivanning either because Dave and Brandy spend $1,000 a trip probably. I would say I rent a car. That's what I do. I rent a car. I instantly save the money I'm gonna spend because you can usually get them for about $50 or less a day, depending on which one you rent it from, with unlimited mileage and everything. I go to Walmart to get my toaster the first night. I'll drive myself to the parks because I'm an annual pass holder because I have free parking everywhere I want to go. I don't wait on anything. It's just whenever I want to go, I'm there. And if you want to do something outside of Disney, you're going to need a vehicle anyways too. So I would highly recommend not counting on Disney transportation.
That's a good one. Karen Cook's in the house, and also, oh my gosh, somebody else came in. And I meant to say hi to them. And Rockin' Robin, welcome in. Mark says, don't eat yellow snow. We don't have to worry about that down here in Florida at all. That's a good one, Steve. I understand. Look, living down here now, I totally get it. I get it. I love having my car If I leave Magic Kingdom, or not so much Magic Kingdom, because you still got to go through all the TTC crap.
Yeah.
Whether it's the monorail or the boat,
Yeah.
you got to take one of the two to get back over to your car. Maybe not so much Magic Kingdom, but when you're at Epcot or Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom, knowing that I don't have to wait for a bus, I can just walk to my car and I'm off. That's a really nice feeling. So I understand that, and you're right. There are nights when you're waiting and waiting.
I will say, I think they should put the Skyliner everywhere in Disney because that thing is awesome. It doesn't have to go the roads. It flies straight wherever it wants to go. If they put that at every single, of course, you don't want to stop at every single place. They need different lines. But if they would do that, that would be the transportation to take.
No comment on the Skyliner.
Well, I'm not a fan of heights.
Well, here's the thing with the Skyliner. Let me say this about the Skyliner. I actually like the Skyliner. I've ridden it several times. My problem with the Skyliner is, I don't know if you guys can hear Melissa laughing in the other room.
She's typing here. Walt would disagree, Steve.
Yeah. If you could guarantee me that it wouldn't stop, okay, I'm fine. I can ride it. If I know that I'm going to go from point A to point B and it's not going to stop, I'm okay with it. The other day we got on, 2 days ago, we were leaving Hollywood. We were going to Hollywood Studios and we got on it and we were going over the Caribbean Beach Resort area, and that's the highest point, and it stopped. And it was windy.
Oh, you poor thing.
So, yeah. Nobody in the cart, nobody inside the Skyliner said a word. All Melissa could see was me looking at my phone because I was trying to keep my mind busy. My hands were sweating. My forehead was pouring with sweat. Finally, it started moving again. When we left Epcot that night, they all took the Skyliner back. I took the bus. I was not doing it, man. And people, it was Tuesday night because everybody on stream saw it. So they were all laughing at me. It was great. Just like Melissa's laughing in the other room right now. But anyway, I agree with you on Skyliner. So that was your do. No, don't take the transportation.
If you don't, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So my next do, let's get back into the do's. Oh man, we're already at 8:46. I got a ton more too.
I got a ton more too.
All right. Well, we might run a few minutes over, but we'll try to go fast. All right. So my next do is do go during the holidays. Nothing better than Disney during the holidays, period. Nothing better than Disney during the holidays. When things again are normal, the Christmas party is fantastic. You got the lights, you've got the music, you've got the celebrations, you've got all the decorations. There's so many different things, something going on over at Epcot. Hollywood Studios is an amazing park during the holidays. Magic Kingdom down Main Street, unbelievable. There's nothing like the holidays at Walt Disney World. And even if you want to include Halloween as the holidays, now I was specifically talking about Christmas, but even the Halloween holiday is such a great holiday at Walt Disney World. You got to do it if you can do it. It's just fantastic. So that's a do for me, especially if you're big into either Halloween, because like Meg's big into Halloween, or big into Christmas like I am. And Steve, I think you're a big Christmas guy, right? Or are you the Halloween guy?
I've never been to Disney for Christmas. I've always go. The only time I've been close was I was there like 3 or 4 days after Christmas for the Millennium Celebration between '99 and 2000. When Y2K was supposed to hit and all that. I was there for that. It was my first ever trip to Disney. So that was the closest I ever came. I did get to see the Osmore Family Lights, but the Festival of the Holidays and the celebration is what I want to do the most. It's the absolute, I just want to be there for the holidays. This year I was going, and I'm still going at some point in time in December, but it's just, like they're not doing the, they're reading at Epcot, the stories.
Yeah, they're not doing any of the stories.
They're not doing the stories. They're not doing a lot of the stuff this year. And it's pretty incredible. I would highly recommend, I've done the Halloween party several times. It's fun. It's awesome. I would highly recommend you do those as well. Yep.
Mark says he's going to be there the first week of December. Can't wait. That's going to be awesome. You're going to have a good time. Jeff Abramson, welcome in. Good to see you. And Barb, Faith, Hope, and Disney. Good to see you, Barb. Hope you're doing well. Love your channel name, by the way. I love that name. That's an awesome one. Christmas is great, but don't go on the Christmas week. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. So that's my do. Christmas, Halloween, the holidays, just awesome. I think they're absolutely so much atmosphere, so much holiday cheer and spirit. It's amazing. I think it's absolutely amazing. And yes, the Candlelight Processional, which is phenomenal. And Melissa and I last year got the incredible pleasure of being there when Gary Sinise was doing it.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing.
Well, I want to see Neil Patrick Harris do it. I've heard he's phenomenal. I've seen him on YouTube do it. I just any of those celebrities doing that is incredible. And also with that, the little stories from all the countries.
Awesome.
And make sure you catch all that stuff.
Absolutely, 100%. So that's my due with the holidays. Steve, what's your due?
Kind of leading to that, my next due is make sure you do all the festivals. You got the Festival of the Arts, you got the Food and Wine, you've got the Flower and Garden. Those are incredible things to go witness over at Epcot, in my opinion. But it's not just walking through Epcot at that time. It's going and seeing all the little things, like at the Food and Wine Festival, going and seeing the Ghirardelli chocolate sculptures and watching at the Festival of the Arts, the performing arts that go in the chalk, sidewalk chalk art that they do. The Flower and Garden Festival, you can go take the courses and watch how they make things and how things are taken care of. They're absolutely incredible little things that are all free.
Agreed.
And I would highly recommend it. It's a very cultural experience, and it's fun. It's really fun, and it's not a ride. While everybody else is doing the rides, you can experience the festivals. And there's a lot of little free things you can get by visiting so many times and everything. It's really worth it. I would highly recommend going to all the festivals.
Agreed, 100%. Aline Silva, welcome in. Good to see you. She says, I went last Christmas and it was amazing. By the way, Aline, I got your Instagram message the other day, the private message you sent me. Thank you so much for that. It was very nice of you to say that. She said some really nice things about Melissa and I in our stream. So thank you for that. But no, Steve, I agree. The festivals are so unique and so wonderful, and they're so different. You would think festival. Oh my God, it's all the same. It's really not. They're really different. Whether it's the topiaries or how they do it, or the menu items, or the different entertainment factors, they're all different.
And that's one good thing too. Rick had mentioned too. There's now food booths at all of them. So
yes, exactly.
Cultures of food and things as well, which you can use your Disney Dining Plan credits for. Your snack credits for items on those menus. I
agree, 100%. Jonathan Chong, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Matt says, did Festival of the Arts for the first time last year, and by far my favorite.
I also did it. I did it February 1st, whatever day I was there, January 31st, February 1st. Also my favorite festival.
There you go. Phenomenal. All right, so my next don't go during the holidays.
I'm seeing a pattern with you tonight here.
Especially Christmas week. Please, if this is your first trip ever going to Disney, do not go Christmas week. I know it sounds wonderful, waking up Christmas morning and being at Walt Disney World and being on Main Street for Christmas morning, and you'll be there with 2 million other people. Christmas week is the single busiest week of the year for Walt Disney World every year. Now, Magic Kingdom can get almost 100,000 people in that park for capacity. It is guaranteed they will hit it at least once, if not more than once, on Christmas Day.
Yep.
And Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. So be prepared. And that's including some of the other parks, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, maybe not Animal Kingdom, but they're all going to be massively busy. So the wait times are going to be ginormous, lines for food, this, that, and the other. There will be no social distancing during these times. Again, this is after all of this is over. It's really going to be busy. Same for Easter and not quite as busy for Easter and spring break week. Just take a step back and think about whether or not you want to do it. Now, if you can go in December a little bit beforehand, for sure. Holiday weekends are always very busy at Walt Disney World. So that's my don't. Yeah, there's a pattern.
Look, to me, again, it's all about how you vacation. If all you want to do is ride rides, he's right. If you don't mind crowds and you just want to experience Disney or see the other things or go resort hopping. Resort hopping at the holidays is amazing.
Yes, very.
There's
beautiful.
So much you can do, but if you're only a ride person, he's right.
Yep. Oh, but look, I mean, parks. I'm talking about the parks. If you want to go into the parks, you're not going to have a short wait time to get merchandise. You're not going to have a short wait time to get food. You're not going to have a short wait time for shows. You're not going to have a short wait time for rides, period, that week. You're just not.
You're not. But what I like doing too, though, is I like going, and I just like walking around Disney World. I don't have to, in the parks. I don't need to ride a ride. That's what fast passes are for. You can still get your fast passes during the holidays as well. You're going to get on your 3 rides, and after that's over, you're going to get like Aladdin's carpet, magic carpet, or something like that. But you're going to get those first 3 if you plan right. And the crowds don't bother me whatsoever. And so I'm all about going whenever I can go.
Gotcha. I am a study in contradiction today. That's the whole point here. Is I'm trying to get you to see both sides of this. Mm-hmm. The one side that sounds, oh man, it sounds absolutely wonderful. Well, there's this side of it as well. And that's really all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to give you 2 different perspectives on a lot of things that people will think about when planning a trip, but maybe don't think about the other side of it. They may think about the negative side first and maybe not think about the positive side, or, so there are different sides to both. But that's just me. Emily says, in the first week of December is not as hot. I will never go to Disney again in the summer. Way too hot. It is hot down here for sure. So who's going this Christmas? Not me.
I am.
Well, not the last 2 weeks of December. I won't even be in the state.
I arrive the day after Christmas, I think.
Nice.
Is that true? So.
Gotcha. Simba 2 says, Matt says, being shoulder-to-shoulder crowds for us short folks is scary. We can't see where we are. It's true.
I mean, I can hold people up if they need me to.
Yes.
No,
Steve, I'm going to get on Steve's shoulders. He's going to hold me up. All right, Steve, that was my don't. What's your don't?
My next don't is don't miss the shows. A lot of people are only in for the rides. Do not miss the shows. And by shows, not only do I mean big shows, fireworks shows, those little shows at each country at Magic Kingdom or at Epcot. The little bitty shows and like the Beauty and the Beast live on stage, the Nemo musical, those things are absolutely fantastic. I enjoy those way more than I do the rides. And they are something that, when I get my time guide out every time when I get to the park, I look at especially in Epcot, I go, okay, the Chinese acrobats are doing here. They're not all there anymore, but the Japanese drummers the Matsuraka, whatever they were called, they used to be, at this time I would go through there. So I knew where to be at to watch all these shows, and they're fantastic. And some of them are even air conditioned. It's a good place to go relax.
That's true.
You don't have to do rides. I would highly recommend not missing the shows because they are incredible.
I agree, 100%, 100%. Debbie W, welcome in. She says, we'll be there early December. Can't wait. Early December is a really good time to be down there. It really is, because the crowds aren't there yet. And the decorations, usually, I can't speak for this year, but usually they're already up. They're up like the beginning of November, so they'll be up when you get down there. Tina McNeil, welcome in, dear. I don't know if I said hi to you, but welcome in, Tina. Great to see you, another one of our members. So that was your don't. Excuse me. So my next do. What? I'm sorry?
So don't miss the shows.
Yes. Okay. So we're coming up on 9 o'clock. I don't want to run too much over because Shep is going live. Shep Family is going live at 9:30. So head right on over there from here and check out Shep's show. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. It always is. Always have a good time, and I'm sure Steve will be there. And they're going to have a good time as usual. But all right, Steve. So I'm going to kind of run through a couple more for me.
Okay.
I'm going to do another do. Okay, this is a big do. And I think a lot of people, especially first timers or people that don't go often or only go once a year, they miss this. Do make sure to slow down and enjoy yourself. Take in the atmosphere and enjoy the moment. We rush to get to this ride, to that ride, to this show, to this dining experience. Remember where you are, take it in, enjoy yourself, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the experience, enjoy the memories, and take that deep breath. And it's not easy to do. Trust me, Melissa knows. When we used to go, because you want to get your bang for your buck. You want to make sure you experience everything, but make sure you enjoy it as well.
And that's kind of how I vacation is. You don't need to be rushing everything. You don't need to be just and when by planning too, don't over plan, because you don't want to have to go, okay, I'm off of Tower of Terror. I got 5 minutes to get over to Indiana Jones, and then I got 3 minutes to get over to. You don't want to do that. Relax, enjoy what you got going on, and enjoy the sights and scenery and atmosphere, because there's a lot of hidden things that people don't know about. There's a lot of thought and subliminal messages that go into all the design of things too. And you'll miss a lot of things. Look for hidden Mickeys. I mean, everything's there. Slow down and enjoy what you have.
Yeah, exactly. Emily says this. Thank you, Emily. That's really nice. She says, this is great, Walt and Stephen. Those in the chat, it's helpful to hear all the different perspectives when making decisions. I agree. That's why we like to do this for sure. Ray J says, I'm 24 hours flight away. I don't slow down.
Yep.
It's true. It takes him 24 hours. He's from Indonesia, so it takes him a while to get here. I totally get it. Blaine from Really Creative Travel. Good to see you. We met Blaine the other day at Magic Kingdom. He came up to us, saw us, and he also came up and said hi. It was great meeting you the other day as well.
Isn't that crazy when people that you talk to all the time in chat, and then somebody notices you and come and say, and you're like, hey, like, no idea hey, how are you? Yeah, we forget we see you on the TV, but you can't see us all the time. So
yeah,
it's really nice to meet people.
I agree. It is. And he was very, very nice and very, very awesome. It was great to meet him for sure. Walt, your poor sons had to be so confused growing up. You told them do that, don't do that.
Walt's confusing for sure. Those poor boys. Or Melissa.
Whatever. They all turned out just fine.
You have an incredible family.
Game 6 says, bring Metal Strolls with you. That's true. And that's a really good point.
Yeah, it is. And I actually have metal and silicone. Karen Cook got them for me. You want metal for, you want silicone for the cold beverages, ice cold beverages, because like shakes and things, because you don't want the metal getting so cold that it affects you. And actually for the super hot ones too. And then just your normal Cokes and things, metal straws are awesome. They come with a little cleaner. You wash them. You don't have the paper straw that falls apart while you're trying to drink. And
all the time.
Yeah,
It's true.
so, yeah,
welcome in, buddy. It's true. But okay. So anyway, that was mine. Just taking the atmosphere. Make sure you slow down and have a good time. And that's not easy to do, but try.
Yep. I've got one more of each here that I wrote down. So my next do then would be real quick. Just and let me explain this. But ask for freebies and upgrades. Because now don't go ask for like, hey, can I have a free whatever popcorn or anything like that? It doesn't work like that. But there are free items at Disney that you can get. You can get cards for the Sorcerers of the Apprentice cards. You can get they actually have transportation cards at all most of the time. Transportation cards at all the transportation. If you go to the conductor and say, hey, do you have any cards? They'll give you a card of the ride that you rode. So there are some freebies that you can go ask for. The other thing with upgrades is free buttons. Free buttons. I'm celebrating. They'll give you a celebration button for anything.
Yeah.
There's all these things that you can get that don't cost anything if you know about them. And the other thing with upgrades is always, it doesn't hurt when you're checking into your room, say, do you happen to have any upgrades available? Especially if you're DVC. Mm-hmm. Because you may be in a regular studio room, and if they have something available, or at a dining place, because it happened to me. I didn't ask for it, but I got it at Spirit of Aloha. When I was at that restaurant, I was in tier 2. They put me in tier 1 right in front of the stage, like right up front, right in front of the stage. So they have upgrades available. They will use them if you get the right cast member, if they have them available. It doesn't hurt to ask. All they can do is say, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it. I agree. That's a good one. Well, I had several more. I'm not going to go into all of them. We may do a part 2 on this. But yeah, that was great. Well, we are past 9 o'clock. And again, we have Shep coming up at 9:30. So I don't want to run on too much further. Charlie and Stacy says, yes, we got a great upgrade at the Boardwalk for 2 weeks. And they did. They really did. They were originally, if I'm not mistaken, Charlie and Stacy, and please tell me if I'm speaking out of turn, I think they were supposed to be at Pop. And they got upgraded to the Boardwalk.
I didn't ask for it, but I was at Art of the ones down All Stars. I was at All Stars one time, and they overbooked, And when they asked me for the upgrade, or they said, look, we overbooked, blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested in a free upgrade? And I said, sure. I spent the night at the Poly.
There you go. See?
I mean, you never know what's available and where you can get it. So it doesn't hurt to ask.
I agree. Cape 6 says my family is DVC, so we go for 2 weeks and we stay in the old Key West Grand.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's when I saw, actually, a buddy of mine stayed there recently, and I got to see that. That is incredible. And it wasn't the Grand Villa. It was just the one-room villa. It was impressive.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Hey, Ryan McDowell, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Ryan was on the stream the other day. He popped into our stream when we were at, I think, Animal Kingdom. It was great having them on. Good seeing you. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for being here, pal. Not that great, Walt. We got parking lot view upgraded to pool view. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I thought it was that.
You got to look at the creepy clown for
the whole time. Okay. Oh, never mind. Anyway,
there are some other upgrades too that they'll put. Like if you're in just a standard room, you can request an upgrade that might put you in what's called a preferred room, which is closer to the lobby.
Yeah,
and preferred rooms, preferred pool rooms. Yeah. And they have regular rooms and pool rooms. And you can get an upgrade. There's a bunch of them available.
Yeah, there's a way to do it for sure. So there you go, guys. That's our do's and don'ts. Some of them are obvious. Mine were more just trying to give you two different perspectives. But there you go. That's just some of the different ways you can go when it comes to Disney, do's and don'ts. What are you laughing at?
Melissa, it sounds like a downgrade to me, having to look at the clown all day.
I know. Amen to that. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. So before we head out, let's do some quick final mousekeeping. Of course, again, Dean over at The Live Place. Check him out, theliveplace.com. Again, if you are looking for live streams from the parks or not even from the parks, something like what we're doing right now, lots of different content from folks that don't live close to Disney, but this is their way of doing it, and you like these types of one-on-one shows like this, check them out. You'll see a lot of them out there for sure. Yes, for a review of Walt. They gave us the pool with the
and that was your upgrade?
It's so funny. Anyway, so Steve, thank you, buddy. Hope you had fun with this one. It was fun, wasn't it?
Fun every week, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, buddy. So what's coming up? What do you got coming up? Big show on Monday, right?
I posted my thumbnail 2 days in advance.
Which for Steve is good. It's usually 2 hours in advance.
It's usually 2 hours in advance, but now I've got some announcements and some news and stuff on Monday, so it's gonna be fun.
Awesome. Michelle the Quilter, welcome in. Good to see you. She says she'll rewind later. Thank you, Michelle. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Anything else coming up?
Yes, things. Just wait and see.
All right, we'll wait and see. We're going to wait with bated breath. It's going to be awesome for sure. My other partner channel, again, is Disney Dan. Check Dan out. Dan goes live on Saturdays with Disney Fiasco, and he'll be live with me tomorrow right here on this channel, my channel again, for a Disney movie review tomorrow at 6 p.m. We're going to be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy. And we will have a special guest, but it won't be Steve. It should have been Steve, maybe. But our guest is awesome. You're going to have a good time with our guest as well as we review Guardians of the Galaxy. And we give our letter grade. Steve, let me ask you real fast before we leave. What letter grade from A+ to F would you give Guardians?
F-.
Would you really?
I don't like it at all.
Really?
The music is classic old music. It's good. Whatever you want to, whatever you're into. The movie itself was just... I thought, okay, first off, if you have Batista in your movie, it's not very good. And that's why they didn't give him any lines. He just stands there. And, I don't know. I was just not into Guardians of the Galaxy. Didn't care too much for it. I thought the second one was better than the first one by far. But for me, it's the worst of all the Marvel movies.
Stacy. Stacy is funny. Oh, Charlie and Stacy give it an 8. Anyway, well, good, buddy. I'm glad. Congratulations on everything that's going on with you. And, of course, Wednesday's on with the Disney crew. Check those guys out as well.
And congratulations to you guys on 400,000 views.
Oh, thank you.
You've had and the amazing live streams that you're doing from the parks. So congratulations to you guys, too.
Oh, we appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you all. I know we didn't go live this weekend. We won't be live tomorrow from the parks. It's Walter's last day, so we're going to make sure we spend quality family time. But we will be back next weekend. Next Saturday, we'll be at Magic Kingdom, so we will be live streaming from that. That'll be awesome. Of course, Tuesday, we'll be back with Disanity. And again, tomorrow night, 6 p.m., right here, we will be live with Disney Movie Review. Thank you to all of our mods. Brian, what's up, Brian? Brian Eisenhart, good to see you, buddy. That's all right, pal. I'm just glad you stopped in. But thank you again to all the mods. Mods are fantastic. Mods are what really keep this family friendly. They really do a great job of fishing out the trolls. So thank you to all the mods. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our members. And we say this every week. You have a choice of where you spend this hour, and you decided to spend it with us. And your time is precious, and we are very honored and grateful that you would spend it with us. So we appreciate it very, very much. And Steve, buddy, another one in the books.
Another one. It's good.
Yeah. But everybody, please take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you for your time. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll be back next week. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk to you all really, really soon. Bye, everybody.